Pleasant good night. What we have before us tonight is a C11 Nissan Tiida HR15. The customer said that it overheated on them. So apparently like the sensor wasn't working or something and the fan didn't come on. So what we're going and check. Alright, so we're going and check the live data on the scan tool to see if the temperature sensor working. So we pause in here and while we pull up the info on the scan tool. Right, so while we're waiting on the scan tool for the PIDs to load up, we just letting the vehicle heat up to see if the fan coming on for itself as well. Right, so we have the scan tool up. We are 97 degrees. Checking the coolant fan. It's supposed to come on at around 100 degrees. So we just monitoring the scene. Just monitoring it to see what's going on. So at 98 degrees, the coolant fan is supposed to be on low. Right, so confirming that the fan on and it pulling in the right direction. Right, confirming the fan on there. We are 98 degrees on low. Right, so it came off at about 93, 94. Off. See that it off there. We are 93. So the next step what I'll do is manually activate manually activate the fans, so you'll see which ones that making sure that both coming on. Yeah, but before we do that, the RPM real high though. RPM at about 1200. Fluctuating between 1200 and 1000. Alright, so we want to see if we could rectify that idle problem as well. So we're in the activation test, we're in the coolant fan, just waiting for it to communicate. Yeah, so right now the fan on for itself. So we're going in and check high because we know low working. And then we execute. Communicating. It must something like the fan make any change in speed. Not something no different. So the fan come off, I also hear the fan ringing. Right, we are 92 degrees. Right, so what we're going to do now is make sure that the brain could accommodate, well, could respond to the changes in the temperature. Just send the signal to power the fan. Right, so we are 92, going up slow. 93. Right, so we come on 98. So that's supposed to be low. So going up to 100. See the fan speed change. 99. And 100. So we know that the brain responding to the temperature to pour on the fan. You know that part I do. Alright, so there's the scan data while I was doing the test drive on the Tiida monitor in the cooling. I didn't get to record it while driving because I was driving, so I couldn't drive and record. So I'm playing it here and notice the temperature. We're going up to 90 to 100. The fan speed on high. Right, so this fan speed on high, this temperature is supposed to drop although we're driving. This was a sign that the radiator was restricted. It had restricted flow. Right, it went up to as much as 106. On high, this temperature is supposed to be dropping. So there's the before, and I will show the after recording as well, where when the radiator was replaced, that the temperature, I don't even think it reached high during the test drive. I find here where we get to go up to 106 while it's on high. So this was indicative that we had restriction flow. So it wasn't that the fan wasn't working, the fan was working. So the restriction in the exhaust, in the radiator, sorry, in addition to the leak in efficient cooling, causing the vehicle to overheat with the customer. So we buy the radiator man here, going on pressure tests, make sure it has no leaks in the cooling system. And once that check out, well, we'll clean out the radiator.
Watch when you're here.
Right.
It's actually leaking all over the place, so this pipe. It's actually leaking.
Right, so I don't know if you could see it there, but it have a leak in the back there. With my hand pointing.
This piece is leaking.
The EGR. Right, so you probably have a leak on the EGR cooler. Right, let me see in it. Showing on the gauge was a little more than 15, and you see we done dropping already. And there's less than probably 2 minutes. Alright, so the last time was 10:07 when I look at it. Now it's 10:08, and we drop some more.
These two plugs for change.
Right, so the two plugs there, them had a change. So is the plugs all leaking? Alright, so we change them two plugs. Right, so there's inside the radiator here. They take off the can. Right, so you can see how it plug up. Right, and we're coming down here. So all of that restricting flow. So some of this debris possibly could have entered into your engine. Right, so there's your radiator. Right, so this is the recording after the radiator was replaced. Right, so look at the temperature. We are 98, it come on, it going up to 101 high, but look how it coming back down. You see now staying, the highest it probably reached was 101. right? But it's cycling, it going high when it reach high, it cutting off when it cool, and it reach back to 93, and so on. So see how efficient the cooling is supposed to work. Right, so we're just looking at it here with the AC on. So watch the fan on low, and we at 86. Remember with the radiator clog, with the restriction, we was on high and reach as high as 106. We on low. It's cycling between off and low, and we still below, way below 100. We at about 90, right? And we could check the vehicle speed and the RPM and the throttle, so we could have an idea of how much load the engine was under. Right, so very important. You need to monitor your radiator to make sure that it's not restricted and you're getting sufficient flow for heat dissipation and cooling. Right, so look at it, you can see how it's cycling on and off, reaching probably 101 max, but it's cooling. This wasn't happening before. Right, so stopping here, I don't want to keep the video too long. Right, so reliable radiators for your radiator works. Here's where I came and get the radiator sorted out. And then we have Coolant Temperature, so I can check them out for all the AC needs as well. So I'm handling opposite the primary school.